for the folks on TikTok. If you're new to us, we want to welcome you to the live stream. Very simple. You see an item that you like, you will click on the link in the bio. That should be to my right, to my left, above me, or down below me. And that will take you where you need to go, at which point you will then say sold 101 in a comments section in that area. And this is item sold 101. So the majority of what we're going to be bringing you today, I would say the majority is going to be Bali legacy pieces. There's going to be a little bit of other stuff peppered in there. Just be aware of that. But this first item is not necessarily, well, it may very well be. I don't think it is, but it's very reminiscent of the Bali legacy pieces. And we'll get into that as we sort of move along in the show. What we have here, though, is something that we here at Shop LC have had a very, very difficult time in procuring. And then once we did procure it, we can't keep it in. Why? It's super, super popular. Terahertz, for those of you who aren't familiar, this was an item that was created by a group of Japanese scientists. It lies somewhere in between in terms of the radiation scale, in terms of microwave and one other thing that always slips my mind. But basically what it does is it grounds you, and it helps to sort of, with a lot of circulation. Now, full disclosure, I'm not a doctor, nor do I speak on behalf of Shop LC. I'm speaking on behalf of myself in this capacity, okay? But what I can tell you is anecdotally, the stories that we hear are one after another, after another, after another, about the miracles. And from our own, even Michelle, Hunter's a big proponent of this material, folks. And besides being beautiful, if there's even a slight chance it could help with some circulation issues, again, don't presume to proclaim that I'm the final authority on this. But I've just heard so many stories about how wonderful it is. Now, that being said, all that aside, circulation-wise, I do keep two of them that I wear. One of them broke, I need to fix it, but I wear them when I work out. It helps with my when I do pull downs and stuff at the gym, when I'm getting the feeling of the pump and working out and all of these things. I find that it's very, very useful, and it is helpful in terms of my hands don't feel as like stiff when I get through the pull down. A lot of times my hands end up being kind of just, I don't know, feeling a little pre-arthritic, and I'm a pretty young dude, I guess, but it's just one of those things. But whenever I wear those, in my experience, I found it to be super, super helpful. Now I've just got one, so it's like, I don't know, what are you going to do? But I wish I had more, and now you've got an opportunity. Now, we're very limited on these, but please tell me this is a new shipment that just came in that nobody else has had access to yet.
We have 19.
Okay, it's not. So what you have here is an opportunity, ladies and gentlemen. Probably the last opportunity before Christmas is here. There's 19 of them left. That's just not enough, because we're doing these for $19.99. That is just not enough for us to burn the airtime on TV, quite frankly. So what you have here is a very, very limited opportunity, and you're going to have a lot of jealous people out there. These will sell out. It's no secret. We probably got fewer people watching on the live streams than we do on TV. I mean, there's potentially for several tens of millions of people, and there's potential for that here. But realistically, at any given time, it's a couple thousand here and there, but you've got an opportunity. But there's only 19 of them. So I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time. I know this will sell out because I know how important, and I know that there's enough people whose lives this has touched. But enough of that. Let's just talk about the look of this. You've got this really cool dragon head here, right? And then it just hooks in right there. Now, this is a solid 7 1/4. I was trying to put it on, see if it worked for me, because you might have only had 18 to work with. But it's a bridge a little bit too far. But the good news is, for all the ladies out there, 7 1/4, it's about the average, I guess, in terms of wrist size. So look, if you can't make it fit, if you really do want to get this in, and look, you can always restring it. And so that's an option too. You just go to a craft store. But I gotta say, if you want to get an opportunity to get Terahertz in time for the holidays, in time for Christmas, I think this may very well, and I'm not just trying to scare anybody or hard sell you or anything. I just really do believe this is probably going to be your last opportunity. Now, here's the cool news about this. So you've got the Terahertz beads, right? You got all these round, beautiful, lustrous beads. They look very akin to, in my mind, because I've sold in my former life, I sold a lot of Tahitian pearls. And these, they're not the exact same thing, but they would look good, for example, with a Tahitian pearl bracelet or something. They got that sort of darker, beautiful metallic look, very much like hematite or Shungite, the very finest of Shungite whenever you see the elite material. But this is just fantastic. You've got the stainless steel with that dragon head, of course, very, recalls like protector, wisdom, things like that. Very, very strong in the zeitgeist are dragons. They're like our new best friends and everything. Even though if they were really alive, I don't think we'd want to hang out with them. I don't know. What do you think, DJ? Would you be flying around on a dragon if they existed today?
Oh, 100%.
You would?
Yeah, 100%.
It'd totally burn you to a crisp before
it would, but
if you're trying to like tame it, you'd be like, hey, see, he likes me, Ah!
Like, that's a cool story though.
Yeah, yeah. So anyway, DJ's off flying with dragons. Meanwhile, you can fly with dragons. There's only 19 of you that are going to do it. This also has a budget payment, 0 credit check, 0 interest of $10. So $10 gets you home, and then you pay 33 cents a day.
War Guy on Instagram has a question. How can I get one?
War Guy, are you on Instagram?
Yes.
Okay. For you, War Guy, you will in the comments section, you should see it on Instagram. It's somewhere around here. You're just going to click. You're going to put in the comment section sold 101. So this is our first item. It'll be sold 101. Going forward, the next item more than likely will be sold 102. Sometimes they jump around a little bit. We'll of course let you know. But it's quite simple. What is it? What's War?
War Guy 3.
War Guy 3. Strong name. I like that. I like that. Thank you for watching. This is really cool, War Guy 3. I think you're going to dig it. Now, here's the good news also. We've got a couple other I guess, different. Can we click on some of the others, or are they sold out too?
Let's see.
Because we've got potential for maybe some more options.
Panther's sold out.
Okay.
And the elephant is also sold out. So.
Okay, so we did have an elephant. They're sold out. All right, so 19. Okay? 19. I cannot encourage you strongly enough. If you've heard the testimonials, and these are legit testimonials. Michelle is not known. Well, she might be known for a little hyperbole, but she's a very honest person, and I believe her when she says that she had a crazy pain in her hand, so much so that it was bringing her to tears, and it changed her life. Because I mean, you got to think, Michelle, a lot of the females here do a little hand modeling too. So she was just at a really tough place. Just happened to be selling this material at a certain point, and just really changed her life. She gave it a shot. What I had to lose, and I think she was scheduled to go in for not for surgery, but to see a surgeon that following Monday. And after she wore it for a little while, she found that her circulation came back, and that gripping pain that she had eventually subsided. I don't know if it completely went away, but as she tells it, it's very compelling. So I do believe her, and I believe a lot of the people, the thousands of people who have emailed us over since we started selling it. And for that reason alone, folks, we're not able to keep this in. So I really, if you want to give it a shot, look, it may or may not help you with any of those. And again, we don't make any medical claims. I'm not speaking on behalf of Shop LC. I'm just telling you my opinion and what I've heard about what this can do in terms of joint pain from arthritis, to even putting it on certain pains, like if you have, like, for example, maybe a medallion, which I think we're going to show in just a little bit. We've got a couple of those as well. Putting those, a lot of people will tape it to like places where they have pains, and according to them, or according to a lot of people, testimonial wise and anecdotally, they've seen some really drastic improvements. So I take them at face value. In worst case scenario, you end up with just a really kick butt piece of jewelry here that just looks fantastic. So go for it, ladies and gentlemen. That's Soul 101. I know I spent a lot of time on it, but it deserves the time. And that's a cool one. That's probably one of the coolest bracelets I've seen in Shungite. I love how they did this stainless steel dragon head. Very strong. All right. So next up, if you love that and you took advantage of that, now a very limited amount of you were able to take advantage of it, but if you did, in fact, the good news just keeps on coming. I want you to give me a count, especially on these Terahertz items, because I know how limited we are. We maybe have more of these, because it seems like something they would order a ton of.
Those ones we have 10.
Okay, well, never mind. So we've only got 10 of these. This is item sold 102. It is going to look fantastic with the Terahertz bracelet. It will sell out. There's only 10 of them. In fact, if they don't sell out, I'm going to give you guys 24 hours on this one. I'm going to get them just because I know I can resell them. Resellers out there, understand this material goes for very, very pricey. Look, it is, yes, it is a lab created material. I think the team, or at least a couple of the scientists, from what I understand, had won a lot of awards. I'm not sure if it was, you know, the prestigious one there, and I'm not going to mention it, but because I'm not 100% sure. But apparently, you know, they're getting a lot of due, and they should. But it's getting very expensive out there just because of the lack of it. So we do have the matching earrings here. Just gonna be post and friction. You're looking at about, I'd say we're right at 9 to 10 millimeters on those. Let me give you an exact measurement. These are only $14.99, by the way. Go for it. Go for it. Oh, BTW. They're also in sterling silver. Okay. So you got precious metal, you got that beautiful, again, you got that beautiful metallic sheen, excellent luster, mirror-like finish on these. Gosh, these are almost half an inch. Yes. Yeah, we'll call them right at 10. It probably says it too. You've also got the rhodium over sterling silver as well, as if we needed to add more beautiful insults to this excellent injury. Just an excellent opportunity. Ladies and gentlemen, they're $14.99. Perfect if you're thinking about giving a gift. Perfect for any occasion, jeans, dressed up, whatever. Ballpark to the boardroom, to the bedroom, kind of thing, you know. Just to give you an idea of scale. Pretty large. Not so big that they're just like overpowering, but very, very cool. And again, if you got the bracelet, you should most assuredly get the earrings. If you don't have pierced ears, get the earrings and gift them to somebody. I don't want to say 100% sure, but I got to imagine somewhere in all those thousands of anecdotes that we've gotten, somebody said something about helping with migraines or something. You never know, but let's keep it simple and just say you've got a very, very beautiful and inexpensive pair of earrings that are in precious metal, bathed in rhodium, which is, by the way, one of the most expensive precious metals in the world. Okay, look it up online. You can see the current trading. I think it's also traded as a commodity, but last I checked, it was well over $5,000 per ounce, for a troy ounce. So very, very expensive, very, very beautiful, fantastic. There's only 10. Sold 102, sold 101. Make a great pairing. We're gonna move on, and that is terahertz, folks. So. And we will be getting some Bali Legacy. Really quick, we've been trying to bring it up a little bit, and I think it's important that we do. I'm just going to say a quick bit about it. Just know that every one of your purchased items, no matter how big, no matter how small, whatever the price is, and most things are going to be very affordable today. We're going to be in that, I'd say probably 200-ish or less, thereabouts, give or take. But no matter how big or small your purchase is, that will go also, each single purchase will go towards providing a meal for a child in need. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, so we have partnerships throughout all the world with the Shaya Patra that's from our Indian branch, and that's where our parent company is. And so you've got a lot of needy children there, as well as across the United States, lots of needy children. And so we're really doing a good thing, whether you knew it or not. So congratulations, you are a philanthropist, and we do that on your behalf, and we're happy to do it. It's already baked in the cake. You don't pay anything extra. So we're at over 56 million meals, I think, at this point, or no, 46, excuse me, 46 million meals, probably 47 by now, I would imagine. But every day that number grows, and you know, look, children don't get to choose where they're born into, the circumstances. This is it's just a roll of the dice, right? So I think it's a really, really worthwhile cause, and I think most of you probably do too, I hope. If you don't, just keep that to yourself. But all right, so what do we want to do next there, Mr. DJ?
We're going to do the sets.
Okay. Okay. So we were talking about this a second ago. The terahertz. I think Hunter calls it terahertz. Potato. Whatever you call it, this is cool. Okay? You've got about 21 inches. Let's give you a measurement here. Now they might be talking about from the bottom all the way to the top. So, let's see. Yeah, that's about right. Yep, 21 inches for sure. Okay, so what we have here, War Machine, was it War Machine 1812? Or?
It was a War Guy 3.
War Guy 3, forgive me. What you have here is one of my favorite inventions in the jewelry world, the magnetic clasp. So simple, so sweet, so easy. This is going to work for the guys and girls, men and women out there. For anyone who just loves really cool jewelry, wants a really cool piece here. You got a rather large pendant here. We'll call it a pendant for the sake of this particular deal. And again, well, so there's the look, right? Very cool. Perfect for men, perfect for women. You're talking about 425 carats on your terahertz. You've got all of those beautiful rounds. They're all going to be the same size. These are probably going to be about 6 millimeters. Okay, so not a dragon. I think we're dealing with a peacock. But it's like you never know. Caterpillar turns into a butterfly. So I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that is I'm gonna call that a peacock. Phoenix. Put the brakes on. Let's back the truck up just a little bit. Phoenix. Now that we're in Phoenix, now we're bringing in fire and all that cool stuff that dragons have. So we're right up there with the dragons in terms of cool factor. Not that a peacock's not cool. I love peacocks. They're beautiful. But this is really, really cool. You got a nice high polish finish on the back there too. And again, you've got something that's a pretty substantial in terms of the length. Don't see a lot of 21 inches here, so that's kind of cool too. So just a really great piece. You want to know something else great about it? They're giving it to us today. I got to imagine these went for a lot more, but this is $49.99. We do have a couple others that aren't sold out. It looks like, and I'm going to have trouble you to kind of go through them, but I want to let you know real quick on this particular one. Some of these other ones may be a little bit more, a little bit less. I'm hoping they'll all be the same. They probably will. But the budget payment on this one at $49.99, so you're not going to pay any shipping because that'll hit that $50 threshold. This is sold $103, but at $49.99, you've got a budget payment here of $12.50. So the initial investment, $12.50, gets it home. You have a 30-day money back inspection period. You won't return it. If you just resell it online, double your money. But you got $12.50, so you got that initial investment, and you've got 3 months beyond that of basically paying, shy of 50 cents a day. So that puts it in the range where, look, this is going to be doable financially, I think, for most of us out there. Some of these other ones are actually even less expensive. Now, for the good news, you thought that was it? Some of these are actually going to be $39.99. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So look, once you go to Sold 103, that will take you for TikTok. You're going to click on the link in the bio. For everybody else, you just punch in Sold 103. That's going to take you where you need to go. You'll see what's available. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them that are sold out, but there's about 6 or 7 of them that are still available. Click on those. They're all going to be about $49, give or take $10. And here's the kicker, the good news. You've got a stretchy bracelet that's coming along for the party here. All beautiful rounds, all terahertz, 425 carats, give or take, depending on which one you get. I mean, some of the pendants may be a little bit smaller than the others, but they're all going to be roughly about the same kind of, a similar look, right? Now, could we click on the others and just I want to kind of see what we're talking about. So we got the Phoenix on this one. We've got another one that's sort of, what would you call that? Almost like a wolf? Or am I?
No, it says it's a Phoenix oval.
Okay, so, well, it looks more like a round to me. We'll call it a roval. We got a Phoenix oval. That one's $39.99. Go for it. And then when we're done with this, and then click keep going, go forward. So that one's got a $13.33 budget payment, only 3 payments on that one. And then we've got, let's go on down the line. That is sort of a, was it like another dragon? Because it's
like a centaur kind of.
Okay. Yeah, the problem is I've got my camera's right here. in front of the picture. So oh, well, no, you don't. I'm back here. So this is our original, sort of a dog tag style. All right, so we got like a Centaur one. Yeah, and we can just give them a rough idea. You can find it all there, ladies and gentlemen. But these are so hard to come by that I really want to give you that opportunity. And then if you could just kind of give me a total count of what we have available in these all together, just like.
I only have for the one that we're showing 74.
Okay, that's fine. How many?
74.
Okay, so we've got opportunity here. If you weren't able to get one of the bracelets that we showed you earlier, okay, or if that wasn't feasible for you for whatever reason, you've got now a second chance opportunity here because these will come with a stretchy. Now, guys, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say, be mindful if you have very large hands. Look, it's a stretchy bracelet, okay? It could pop. But here's the good news. Look, all you have to do is go to any local craft store because the terahertz is the important thing here, right? You can lengthen this to whatever length desirable because each one of these, as long as you just make sure you don't lose your beads, you're straight. You're all in good shape. So this is an opportunity. I'm a little hesitant when it comes to stretchies because I've had a bad experience with mine breaking, but there we go. So it's going to be a cool look for the guys and the gals. And again, with a 21-inch necklace, that's going to accommodate, I think, most of us out there. I think that's kind of the sweet spot, at least for me. It was around 20, 24, something like that. So really, really cool look. And we've got, I think, enough to where, well, it's a double-edged sword. It's one of those situations where if we show it during prime time, they will all evaporate. My hope is that they won't do that between now and the next 24 hours. But for now, we're guaranteed the prices that we have available for them. And I can't imagine them being much lower. So take advantage of it, folks. You can get it all. We're guaranteeing that your items will be there at this point. I think today's one of the last days that we can actually do that unless we start paying a little bit of extra for sort of a 3-day proposition. But at this point, we can say with relative certainty that we're going to be able to get these items if in fact you are wanting to give them as a gift to a friend or family member. So keep that in your hip pocket if you are thinking about getting this as a gift. Maybe you have a parent or a grandparent or even a younger brother, younger sister, whoever who does who likes beautiful jewelry, but potentially it could help them in some other field that we're not making any medical claims on. But again, you've also got that magnetic clasp. So that to me, that's like a $10 clasp right there. So $5, but it's not inexpensive. And it makes the whole deal just go seamlessly because they've made it the exact same size as the rest of it. So really, really cool look. In fact, I'm gonna keep that on. Some circulation going on around my heart. All right, so next up, this is item sold 103. We do have at this point enough of them, but folks, it only takes one vendor. We don't usually put a cap on the amount that we offer here. So anybody can come in and scoop them all up. And because of, I think, the deficit of that material at this price in the marketplace, yeah, I think that does put a little sort of urgency with the whole deal. So next up, we're going to sold 104. All right, this is going to be, and I think I have the wrong one because this does not look like the picture, but this guy? No, that's like an Amylite. We got a cool Amylite bracelet coming up. Oh, there it is. Sorry, didn't see it. All right, so you thought that was cool. Check this out. We've got a bangle bracelet. This is awesome. All right, you've got a nice high polish shine on this. Very, very fashion forward. Very kind of contemporary look. Ladies, you're gonna look very, very sexy. Guys, I think depending on your hand size, and even with a lot of the ladies, I think this is gonna be something to be considered. So I'm gonna give you the full measurement of the circumference here. We are talking about, and I'll give it to you in meters, or centimeters, and in inches. Because it's gonna, this is gonna be, it's out of the question for me. I guess you could make it, you're going to make it into like a cool kind of sort of infinity type pendant. It's your prerogative. We're going to sell you some cool necklaces here in a little bit. For example, this guy right here, that's coming up. That's Bali Legacy. Very, very, very cool stuff. Very well made. All right, so back to this. Ladies and gentlemen, the price on this, we're talking about a lot of carat weight here, right? We're talking about all the properties, the aforementioned properties that, you know, anecdotally we've heard about here, and that our own team, and from both in front of the cameras and behind the cameras, there's a lot of people, a lot of work moving parts here at Shop LC, but a lot of people that just swear by it, okay? That said, this is $29.99. $29.99. You've got a pretty robust look here. It's going to be over or right, probably around, we'll just call it around half of an inch wide. You've got sort of almost a, I don't want to call it a comfort fit underneath, but it's very smooth. So I can imagine this is going to feel like butter on your skin. And of course, Terahertz, I think, you know, again, there is the certain data out there that suggests that it helps with circulation issues. So look, couldn't hurt to try. And again, worst case scenario, for $29.99, you've got something that's very strong, very durable, very robust, and it's going to give you just a really, really cool and sexy look here. $29.99. You got a $15 budget pay, so $15 gets it home. The next month, you're paying 50 cents a day. Sound doable? I think so. So let's give it a shot. 30-day money-back guarantee. We're calling this a 7 1/4. So, you know, yeah, I mean, I can't undo it. But what I will say is that, and I will owe you a receipt on this, it is going to be, at its widest, going to be roughly 6 centimeters, okay? So if you think you can squeeze your hand into 6 centimeters, I've also heard that if you put like a plastic bag or something on your hand, that helps to sort of slide it on a little easier for what it's worth. You can always Google little tricks of the trade. Another option, and I'm actually, you know what, I'm not going to mention the other option. Let's get it home. 30-day money-back guarantee policy. But either way, I would suggest probably resell it or gift it to somebody if it doesn't in fact fit over your hand. This is just such a cool look. And if it doesn't work for you, you know, just practically, then, you know, 'tis the season. I like giving, you know, gifts more than I do receiving. I'm not just saying that. I always feel better, don't you? I don't know. So this is a very, very cool item. This will be sold 104. Again, we're sold out of the size 8, unfortunately. Sold out of the 6 1/4. So we've got the 7 1/4. But the good news is that's probably the most common, you know, wrist size in terms of the average, the mean, or the median. So great look there, and under $30.
That's all of our Terahertz.
Okay, so that's going to be all of our Terahertz. If you just joined us and you're a big lover of Terahertz, we're bringing you some of the last in stock items that are here. I can't imagine we're getting in many more. The thing we had the most of was this, and it came with this stretchy bracelet. So we do have, at least it seems to be, a decent amount of inventory that we can take care of most people on this one. And again, this was right under $50. We had a few different options in terms of the look on here. We had some sort of centaurs and some different sort of mythical beasts and so forth. This one in particular is a phoenix, so rising from the ashes and whatnot. Also a very cool X-Men character. So from the Terahertz, we shall move into hematite. Hematite is going to give you a very similar look in terms of that sort of metallic look and design. However, on these, we've also got the added benefit of this really cool sort of rose tone beads that they've interspersed throughout, all very strategically. A total of 106 carats on this next one. It's quite beautiful indeed. Now, this is not going to come with that, right? Okay, we're just having them kind of featured here together. They actually look really cool together. So that was a good call on your part, Mr. DJ.
Thank you.
So what you have here, again, going to give you kind of a similar look. You've got a little bit darker color on this particular hematite, but then you've got these stations, that sort of rose gold tone is going to give you the look of rose gold. So if you're a big lover of pink gold, rose gold, maybe you have some jewelry, maybe you have a ring, maybe you have a morganite ring, anything that you have, really anything in terms of color. That's one of the cool things that I love about things like, you know, the Terahertz and a lot of times the Shungite, the Elite Shungite's got that sort of really nice metallic shimmer, is that it just goes with almost anything that you have, whether you're talking about jewelry, whether we're talking about, you know, whatever color you might be wearing, it's usually going to gel pretty well with those other things and always give you that sort of sleek, stylish look here. So you've got a stretchy deal going on here. So it's going to, I'd say, probably going to accommodate most all. So, I mean, guys, why not? You know, I think it works. It's a cool look, but ladies, most assuredly. Now, how many do we have of these? That is the $1 million question.
Also 74.
Okay, so we have 74, but here's the other problem here. They're only $9.99. So when you're talking about something that's that inexpensive and this in demand, that creates a problem. So $9.99. We don't even have to have a budget pay. The price is the budget pay. That's it. $9.99. You're gonna have 1, 2, 3, and 4 of these rose gold beads. The width on these is going to be about, the rose gold ones are going to be just slightly larger. So those are probably going to be closer to, I'd say, just shy of 10. Just shy of a centimeter, or maybe right at. And then on the others, you're going to have a little over, I'd say probably do about 3/4 of a centimeter. But just a really cool look, beautiful, a little darker than we're typically used to seeing the hematite. Usually it has almost a little more metallic. These do have a nice luster and like a mirror-like finish, but just a little bit darker, which is kind of cool. I kind of like that sort of twist there. And again, it's gonna fit the most wrists. For example, I wear about an 8. I can squeeze into a 7 3/4. For those of you out there who have a wrist that's roughly my size. But it's going to accommodate. I mean, it'll accommodate down to whatever, I would imagine. As long as you don't have like if you have like a 4-inch wrist, you could have a little bit of dangle on it. But folks, we've also got, this is the round pattern, but it looks like the others we do have available. I don't know if they're going to be $9.99. Let's give them an option. This is going to be sold $105, right?
Yes.
Okay. So wait. Okay, so now the first one wasn't hematite and shungite, was it?
The first one was, yeah, it was.
Okay, oh, forgive me. Okay, so that changes the calculus a little bit. Shungite combined with hematite. Now shungite, now we're combining the best of both worlds here. That said, okay, it is one and then the other. So the darker on these, forgive me, I don't have my reading glasses. The darker, so basically we go hematite, the darker is the shungite, hematite, darker, shungite, hematite, rose gold, hematite, shungite, hematite, rose gold. Seeing a pattern here? Okay, so each of these, they're all going to be $9.99?
No.
Okay, so some of them may be, okay, so depending on which style you get, it's not going to break the bank, but you have $19.99 on the majority of others. But go for this one at $9.99. If you love some of the other designs, it's $10 more. So not going to break the bank, and look, it's all what you love, and we want you to be happy. Of course, with this one, I don't think this is I'm not seeing it as a clearance item. Why would it be? We don't have to put these on clearance. It's something that's desired by everybody. That's not to say that clearance items are not. I mean, a lot of times we just need to move inventory. So you got an opportunity here that's not going to break the bank, and it's going to give you a very, very cool, hip, fashion-forward look, and lots of carat weight. Again, you've got shungite, and I'm not, because I don't feel like doing the medical disclaimers. Hematite also supposedly has a lot of potential health benefits, but I just don't feel like doing medical disclaimers all day. You guys can Google any of these items like Terahertz. Heard so much about that. Ditto that with shungite and also with hematite in terms of those, but without so that I don't get us in trouble for making claims and that we end up having to do all these medical disclaimers and everything. Suffice to say, what you're getting is a beautiful piece of jewelry that is not going to cost a fortune, but that can be quite expensive. I mean, something like this would easily be, I think, around the 150, somewhere thereabouts out in the traditional retail market. But I can say this though, because of the scarcity of the material in terms of Shungite, it is definitely something that we have seen a sharp increase, and thus we're probably going to have to pass that on at some point. Much like with Tanzanite, market forces out of our control at a certain point take control. So ditto that with gold or anything. Eventually we hold the line as long as we can, and we do better than most other people out there in this field can do. But eventually, when you talk about something that's we're just not getting a lot of that material in, and there's supply and demand hasn't diminished that much. So this is going to be sold 105, and I can't encourage it strongly enough. It's such a cool look, and I love how they threw that rose gold in there too. The rose gold, the look of rose gold. It's a rose gold tone, but it gives you the exact look of rose gold. Very, very expensive looking, and very, very cool. So I'm going to give you guys kind of a last look, and then we're going to move on to sold 106. But that is sold 105. Now, we also have a matching pair of earrings. So I'm going to show these in conjunction with a little bit darker. Okay, so we showed you, I don't want you to confuse these, but they're very, very similar in terms of the look of the Terahertz, which we only had 10 of. On the Shungite, folks, we're doing these for $14.99. $14.99 on the Shungite. Without getting into the weeds too much, I will say that there's been much data, and we've even conducted tests ourselves, just non-scientific, that show that it does offer some protection against electromagnetic fields, EMFs, which are all around us. If you have a cell phone, you're surrounded by them. If you live out in the woods and live a solitary life, how are you watching this? But I will say, even then, if you're watching with the rabbit ears, you've got EMFs surrounding you. If you've got any kind of electricity, for example, here in the studio light, we have a 1, 2, 3 number of lights. We're constantly, most of us at least, are on our phones constantly. So, to potentially minimize some of that, I see couldn't hurt. All right, but what you are getting is just a beautiful pair of black. You got these are more, I'd say, on the darker side. Just beautiful though, nice luster. They're going to be about at least 10 millimeters, about half an inch on those. Post-in friction backs, sterling silver bathed in rhodium are your post-in friction. And this morning on, I did the overnight last night. This morning we had actually had some bunch of these little silicone backs. You guys might want to go check out. We got to figure out a way to get those on this show, so we can get some credit there. But we did them on the overnight. Those would be nice to go with this as well. But fantastic look here. Just a classic, elegant simplicity. But it is something that you could absolutely wear when you want to get dressed up, when you want to go out to that very expensive restaurant, when you're staying at the 5-star hotel. This would be something that would work no matter what it is you're wearing. And look, I think it goes great. Doesn't that look good? Got some magnetic pull there too, huh? So there are some magnetic properties going on there. Fantastic. All right, those are $14.99. How many do we have on the Shungites there?
348.
Okay, we can hold the line there. I wouldn't be surprised if at certain point, look, I think one showing needs to go away on a primetime show, TV. But you got an opportunity. This would make a great gift. Those of you who are familiar with Cheryl, most of you are. Most of you are more familiar with her than you are with me. She's been here a lot longer, and she's great. But she absolutely swears by this Shungite material. She had issues, I don't think to the severity that Michelle did, where the Terahertz helped her, but she also had, I think, some issues with joints and some potential, I don't want to put words in her mouth, but some issues that she was dealing with. And now she wears, always has on her Shungite. So I'll have to pry it from a cold dead hand, which hopefully will be a long time from now. But she absolutely swears by the Shungite material. And look, She's a graduated gemologist. She knows her stuff. And if she says it, I'm on board. So we're going to move on, but that is sold 106. We have enough to where you can get these as a gift. We do have the leeway, ladies and gentlemen. I can't encourage this one strongly enough because we have enough. I know we're probably not going to sell out necessarily right now, but we're going to keep it at this price for the next 24 hours. If you don't own Shungite, you absolutely should get this material. The majority of it does come from a region in Russia. It's predominantly one source. I mean, there's other areas where this material can be found, but the predominant source is out of Russia. So we just we can't get as much of it for whatever reason, geopolitical and whatnot. But I gotta tell you, the stories that I've been told about, the wonders that it can do. I'm not gonna get into all of it, but I just say, look, you're getting the look of a really, really solid, almost like a black obsidian. Kind of reminds me of that in a way, but just gorgeous. And they're $14.99, ladies and gentlemen. Come on, you're talking about 23 carats of Shungite. Absolutely fantastic on that one. So we're gonna move on. That was sold 106. Get a pair for yourself. Get a pair for your family members. Again, post and friction, but just an elegant look here. Nice, perfect spheres. And again, those are in precious metal, friends. Precious metal, bathed in rhodium. That would be a noble precious metal. So next up, if you got that, so I'm going to show these all just kind of together because I think they would look cool together. We got an opportunity. We got a bangle. A really, really fantastic carved bangle here. This is really cool. Shungite. And lots of it. 230 carats, give or take, 10 points, carat or so. But this one, they're calling it a dragon. Is this particular one? I think we've got the phoenix here. Oh no, this is the dragon. Yeah, I see it. Guy's chasing his own tail. Such an interesting look. It's all carved, so it's going to be 100% Shungite here, friends. So you've got here, it's going to be on the darker side here. Going to look fantastic with a pair of earrings that you just procured. Folks, this is a clearance item. So I will say, I'm going to give you the measurements, but I will say that this is one that we do not have the 30-day inspection period. I would say get it. This is something, look, even if you don't get it as a bracelet that you're planning on wearing, yeah? Think about it. Becky's, a lot of times she'll show us different ways. She's good at thinking outside the box like that. So I'm going to kind of steal a page from her playbook here. You have like a geode or something. Maybe you bought one of those really cool crystals, one of those spherical crystals or whatever from us recently. Maybe you have something at the house that you can think of. Let's see. Well, not thrilled about that, but let's try. Excellent. How about this? So you have something really cool like this. This is just, I don't know, are we selling it? No, just kidding. It's really cool looking though. No, it's just a decoration, but you could use it for something like that. So if you get it home for whatever reason you can't squeeze your hand into it, this one seems like it's got a little bit more give, a little bit larger than the previous one. Let me give you that measurement that I need the receipt on. But you can use this for a number of things. And again, not making any claims, but if in fact it does help you with some of the issues in terms of EMFs or whatever it may be, I think for Cheryl that was something totally, I think, un-EMF related, but I don't want to put words in her mouth. But for whatever reason, couldn't hurt to have it around, and because you've got this really cool sort of carved design on here, I think it's basically a work of art that we're talking about here. So very, very neat item here. This one's going to be about just shy of 2.5 inches. Just shy of 2.5 inches, and in terms of centimeters at its zenith, the largest we're talking about, right at about 6. Okay, so I believe it's actually the exact same size as the Shungite that we had earlier. Looks, this is $79.99. This for 230 carats of genuine Shungite. Very, very good deal here. I mean, look, if one were crafty enough, I wouldn't do it because I wouldn't risk messing up the integrity of the design. But you know, if you're into crafts enough to where you have something where you could maybe turn it into sort of a bamboo style. I'm not going to go into that. I'm not that skilled at that particular part of jewelry, but I can think of a dozen different uses for this, and it's got a $16 budget pay. So you got 5 payments of $16, initial $16. After that, you're gonna pay a little over 50 cents a day for the remaining 4 months. So if it's a question of stretching out the budget dollars, I totally get that, especially this time of year. Let's not be scared, because you do have an opportunity there as well with the budget pay, which is gonna be 0 credit check, not a credit card of any type, not gonna ding up your credit, none of that. And there's no interest payments on it too. So basically we're just giving you free money, loaning it up front. So instead of layaway, straight away. So great opportunity here. This is gonna be sold 107. And you said we had a dragon, and what are our other carvings, if there are any?
Let's see. It is bold twisted.
Okay, is there any way we can pop that up on here? Because I just want to show you the options that we have available to you. If there have been like, I don't know, 13 other options, I probably wouldn't trouble you with it, but yeah, there's 2 other options. So this one got that sort of twisted style design. That one's really cool too, like that. That one's going to be about 250, so a little bit heavier on the carat weight of that one, but they're all going to be roughly about the same size as this, and this is a pretty robust size. I mean, we're not talking gigantic cuff, but it's going to be over a centimeter in width. And I imagine that one would be too, if not a little bit more, give or take, or mostly give on that one. And then last and certainly not least, we have this one, sort of a daisy style design. You've got sort of a wave ocean deal going on there. And does it give us, you kind of click on the progression of it, because there may be some sort of cool mythical creature or something besides the daisies, but it does appear to have some really just kind of cool carvings. I think that's more sort of a wave style design, but then it culminates in these daisies at all 4 corners of the north, south, east, and west, as it were. Fair to say we got waves and daisies? Waves.
Yeah, that's what it looks like, yeah.
Okay, all right, so cool design on that one. That's got about 160 on the carat weight. So all roughly the same size, just really cool looks. And folks, Shungite, very, very, very interesting material. We actually have a book, which we might, if there's any available on the website, we might want to add it. That was done. That goes into a lot more detail. That was done by an author that's independent of our network, I believe. But I would encourage a lot of you to get that book. You can probably get it for like $20 on our website if there are any available. We'll let you know in just a little bit. So lots of cool lore, lots of cool history behind Shungite.
Actually, yeah, we do. That book is available. We don't have it in the studio, but there's like over 1,000 of them.
Okay, so we do have that book in stock. What is it, like $20?
Yeah.
Okay, so right at like $19.99, something like that, give or take $1. So get that book. If any of you have gotten the Shungite pieces, because I feel like I'm not doing it justice, and just because of the constraints of time, I can't really go into it. Plus, certain it's like disclaimer bill, because we don't want to make any. I'm not a doctor. We don't want to make any claims, but I will say just anecdotally, just personally from hearing a lot of stories from people that I've heard, I'm a believer, and I always just add the caveat. I mean, look, worst case scenario, if whether we're talking about Terahertz, whether we're talking about Shungite, if you get these items and it doesn't do what it maybe has done for somebody else in terms of the alleviation of pain or arthritis or whatever it may be, headaches, migraines, those sort of things that people have said that it does help them with, circulation and whatnot, then worst case scenario, well, you're stuck with a really, really cool and hip, fashion forward piece of jewelry, right? Not so bad. Love it. All right, so take advantage of that. We're going to move on. That was sold 107. Now, sold 108. I set down somewhere. Where'd you put it, Chris? Well, I know it was out here, so I can't blame this one on you. There it is, right in front of me. All right, Tree of Life, Shungite pendant here. This one is going to come with a stainless steel chain. So we're into Texas 2 for territory here. You also have what looks like, I'm going to say that's gold tone, but it may very well be gold overlay. But just to be on the safe side, because we are doing this for such a rock bottom clearance price, I'm going to go out on a limb and just say gold tone, but it does have that look of almost a gold foiling there with your tree light. Take a look at this. So here's TikTok for all you guys out there, and then for all our other Instagram viewers and Facebook and and on the website there. So we're gonna call this item sold 108. So cool. Guys, absolutely a pendant that I would wear. I suggest you have it the same way. Tree of Life, all that entails. It's such a cool design. And the overlay is on top of a pear-shaped piece of Shungite. So you can wear it, well, you can wear it that way as well. But how cool is that? Unique, 100%. Very, very cool looking, very, very unisex here. Absolutely, I love this look. And gosh, it comes with the 20-inch chain, stainless steel. So that, I'd say a stainless steel bracelet. So most places in retail, let me take off the Terahertz. I don't want to muddy the waters here. Maybe still some of those available. But this is what you get in most places. Just a bracelet in stainless steel for $11.99. Now, this is a clearance item, so caveat emptor. That just means, look, if you get it home, you're not going to have the 30-day inspection period. It's $11.99. It comes with a stainless steel chain. That's going to hold very, very strong. It is a substantial 87, nearly 90 carats on your Shungite here. Genuine, mined from the earth Shungite. Absolutely beautiful. And you've got that really, really cool work of art with the Tree of Life. And can we scroll down just a little bit? I want to look at some of the descriptions. Oh, go back up, go back up. Rhodium of sterling silver. Oh, this just in. Your actual pendant here, precious metal. The pendant, or the bail, excuse me, the bail, I'm sorry. That connects the pendant to the stainless steel. You're gonna have the Rollo chain, right? Very cool, good deal at $11.99. But you've also got precious metal here, bathed in rhodium. So very, very nice. Is that you got a nice metallic luster, nature's embrace, unique and thoughtful gift. Absolutely. Ancient symbol, modern design, captivating fusion of ancient wisdom, contemporary design, Tree of Life motif, metallic splendor, response to a Shungite gem. I like what they said better than what I said in terms of the Tree of Life. So I'm just going to read it verbatim because that's how original I can be. Embrace the timeless representation of growth, strength, and interconnectedness when we're talking about the Tree of Life. I think that's well said. So couldn't say it better myself. But this is just a really cool item. Gotta say, perfect for the guys, perfect for the gals. Not too big, not too small. We're in really, really sweet territory there. Sort of the Goldilocks territory that we talk about a lot of times. You know, we're talking about hoops that are around an inch, kind of Goldilocks. That ideal size. Ditto that for pendants, and I think this one absolutely is sort of that ideal size. It's not going to be too overpowering, but it's also going to have some subtleness. It's going to be very, very beautiful, very cool, kind of a work of art, and it's a timeless representation of growth, strength, and interconnectedness is the Tree of Life. So I'm loving this one. And at $11.99, come on. Great gift. Stocking stuffer all day long. I was talking on the overnight last night about we had I think we had these little Austrian crystal teddy bears. They were super duper cute, and they were a little bit larger than this, but I was like, those could be. I've got a little bitty Christmas tree. I was like, those could be an ornament because I don't have a lot of ornaments. I have like 2 ornaments. I just put the lights on it. It looks pretty, and I'm representing for Christmas and whatnot, but. This would make a great ornament even. You got a decent sized bell, probably accommodate up to maybe 2 millimeters at least. So if you wanted to put a little bit larger chain, perhaps, don't know that this Bali Legacy piece I have on underneath here. I've got a lot of stuff going on here. I'm gonna get less busy. So I'm gonna take off our sold 103 there. That's still available, I hope. And I just want to take a look. I think it could potentially, but I don't want to get too in the weeds with it. Let's just suffice to say this is going to be item sold 108. Are we pretty limited on it?
We have 250.
Okay, so we've got enough. I think we've got enough to take care of everybody out there. If you wanted to get that, if you want to experience some Shungite, but maybe you didn't want to necessarily break the bank, maybe you do have some concern about the sort of EMFs. You know, like, this is something. Full disclosure, I'm not a doctor or a scientist, but this is something you could hang up on your nightstand or on a lamp next to your bed. You can get one for either side. You know, you could. I think Cheryl, that they were saying, she ties one up on and like kind of has it looped, something similar to this. I don't know if it's the exact one, but she has it looped to her microwave. You know, so if you're heating something up in the microwave, not that we're making any scientific claims, but if in fact, you know, some of the so-called data is in fact true, that it will minimize some of those EMFs, the electromagnetic fields, why not give it a shot? And it just looks so cool. So, very, very neat item, folks, and that is a clearance item at $11.99. Don't miss that one. I love it.
Melda on Facebook has a question for you.
Hey,
Just
Melda.
wondering about what you're wearing.
What am I wearing? I am wearing a shirt that I got at the Goodwill yesterday. I washed it. Not a bad looking shirt, yeah.
That's nice.
I thought it was kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's very lightweight material. I'm not sure who made it. I just kind of thought it was cool, and it's very breathable. And I'm like forever Mr. Warm, always hot. So I kind of like that about it. And so I'm not sure, but it was brand new. It looked like it had never been worn before. So that's usually, if I like something, I pull the trigger. Jeans, not sure either. These I actually bought, Macy's, JCPenney, somewhere like that. I would check a label, but it's not that kind of live stream. But yeah, I'll let you know. We'll put it in the notes. And these are just some cowboy boots I got in Georgia at a certain point. Genuine leather, you know. Typical socks, Hanes undershirt, V-neck. And, most importantly, and who was it that asked the question?
Melda.
Hey Melda, thank you for watching. Most importantly, Melda, I am wearing Bali Legacy.
Oh, okay, yeah, she meant the pendant.
Okay, well, she didn't even care.
Yeah.
So, all right, everybody's like, enough about your stupid outfit, yeah. So yeah, this is gonna be, and we're getting to this in a little bit. You wanna go ahead and do
Yeah,
it?
pretty soon.
Okay, all right, we're gonna get to this in just a little bit. Hang with us, Melda. And this, I believe, is a Borbador. P?
Yeah, it's Borbador.
It's a Borbador. And this is actually, I own, I think, this exact one, but the 22-inch version. Because this one I know I was able to put it on, which is always means that we're talking about a 24-inch. We'll get to that in just in a moment. But Borbador, very fantastic, all solid sterling silver. So we'll get to it in just a moment. And thank you so much for watching.
But Pat Perkins says, looking handsome.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. So what do we got next?
Got a ring.
We got 3 of them, 4 of them.
The Shungite split shank.
Oh, yes. Okay. This particular Shungite, you've got almost this sort of copper-looking veining going on there, which I think is really, really cool. Becky and I had a sort of a round one last night. I really, really like this one, though. You've got what we refer to sometimes as elegant simplicity here. What you have is that sort of triple split shank here on either shoulder with sort of a rope style finish. You've got it all in sterling silver, so it's going to be very sizable, but no need to do the sizing. This, I believe, is a newer item because we do have it available to you in size 6 through 11 at the moment. Gents, yeah, I don't see why not. I mean, if you've had some very, very good success with Shungite in terms of on the health front, and you just want something that looks cool, I don't see why not. We have it up to size 11. I think that'd be a cool look. And you're getting a pretty substantial piece. I'd say we're talking borderline cocktail ring, right? What do you guys think? I got pretty big hands. This is 4 carat 90. And you want to hear even more good news? It's $9.99. Yeah. $9.99. So what you have here is almost sort of you have a little bit of the darker here, But I really, really love the fact that you've got this almost like little flakes of copper veining. I'm not sure if that's actually copper. It could be, might be a little bit of pyrite in there. But it does give you a cool look, very reminiscent of sort of a traditional turquoise. You know how you'll have the sort of veining that you see in traditional turquoise. Obviously, not the Sleeping Beauty is most known for not having the veining, but a lot of people find that to be really cool. And it does kind of give it a really unique and original look. So each one's going to be, slightly different from the next, but they're all going to be the same in terms of the millimeter. You've got a nice polish on it, so it's going to be very, very smooth. And again, the fact that you've got it all, could you scroll down? I can't believe we're doing nearly 5 carats of Shungite and in precious metal for $9.99. That seems way too low. So I'm afraid that, yeah. Look, barely getting the silver paid for there, ladies and gentlemen. You're getting the Shungite for free. It's along for the ride, and it is beautiful. It is beautiful. Yeah, elegant simplicity here. But I really do like that split shank design too. Kind of builds up, and it gives you a really. Here, I want you to see this up close and personal here, folks. So let's give you just a kind of a close look. There we go with TikTok, and with all of our other friends out there. I hope you're able to see this really good. I'm trying to hold my hand as still as possible. I just don't want to show it on my ugly hands. Ladies, you have an opportunity to see that. And you got kind of a relatively low profile. I'm going to make it everyday wearable in terms of that sort of proposition. I would say in terms of everyday wearability, be mindful. It comes in at about a 4, maybe it's anywhere from 3.5 to 4.5 on the most hardness scale is Shungite. So, there's going to be some things that could scratch it. So you just don't want to be banging around in it, but it is something I think you could wear every day, and it's, again, gives you that low profile, and it is going to be, of course, very reliable, very beautiful, and very highly reflective. I mean, that's one of the things that really jumps out at you, that makes me think, okay, yes, this is definitely sterling silver, because you're talking about one of the most reflective metals in the world. There, they use it as a mirror back in the day. So this is a really pretty opportunity. $9.99. Look, get a couple of these. Get a couple of them. If you at this point, you have it in pretty much any size from size 6 to 11. And I gotta assume this is a newer item then, since we have it available in all those. So
we have 160.
Okay, so we've got enough. We're in the low triple digits there, so I think we've got enough that's gonna satisfy the masses. This is a great way. If you're unsure about Shungite, maybe you don't own Shungite, maybe you want to kind of read into it a little bit more, maybe you want to grab that $20 book that we have available on our website. I think we've attached that, or we will at the end of this show. But maybe once you kind of read up on it, once you learn about it, maybe you already know about it, and you're just blown away at the fact that we're offering something that is so in high demand out in the marketplace now for such a low price, when the supply is very much so dwindled, according to all of our buyers out there. So I don't know how this snuck into a 10 and under, but I'm just happy that you have that opportunity. So come on in on this one, folks. It is sold 109. Sold 109 on that one. Such a cool look. Such an interesting stone and genuine material there, folks. Very, very good opportunity there. And at $10, look, I think that's going to be doable for most of us out there. You can barely get. It's not even a gourmet hamburger price. You can barely even get just a run-of-the-mill fast food hamburger for that price anymore. Or if you can, you're not getting the fries, that's for sure. And you're only getting a single patty. All right, so from that one on to another really, really cool design item here. Shungite continues. And this is so cool. So what we have here is some sort of decorative art here, right? I was looking at it earlier. Gonna just not quite work with this whole setup that I was trying to show you earlier. But what you have here is all these different sort of facets. Got the look of, DJ, have you ever seen the original? Well, it's not the original Superman, but the Christopher Reeve?
I think I know what you're talking about.
Okay. Well, he crash lands. He's sent by Marlon Brando, his father in the film. Richard Donner directed. I believe it was 1978. But this very much looks like what little baby Superman flew to Earth in. It was like a little sort of a dark, like kind of a you know, all these different edges and really cool, unique designs. That's very much what this reminds me of. And if you guys don't understand the reference, I apologize. Go check it out. It's a good movie, The Original Superman, with Christopher Reeve, 1978, I believe. Richard Donner directed. Marlon Brando got way overpaid for about 2 days worth of work. Apparently got paid like $3 million coming straight off the Godfather Oscar. So yeah, he capitalized. Good for him. Played Kal-El, the father. But this is so pretty, so unique, such a cool look. You've got all these really sort of sharp edge designs. They're not super sharp. They're not going to cut your hand or anything. You have a nice polish to it. But this is all Shungite, and we're talking about a buku of carat weight here, folks. That's what makes this so important, and the price that we're doing on it so minuscule, because we're talking about 605 carats, okay, of very, very in demand, very, very hard to come by material these days, and we're doing this for less than $30. It's $29.99. You got $10 budget pay, so that opportunity is available to you. This is so cool. And look, if you just like, you know, cool art, just set that on your desk anywhere. Look, stands up. I mean, gosh, I'm about to say you can make a Monopoly piece out of this, but it's just too large. But I mean, I'm sure a lot of you out there, and I welcome your comments. I'm sure you can think of a bunch of different uses for this. I'm already kind of brainstorming about an ornament. How can I get this tied up here? But very, very cool. And again, it will stay nice and secure anywhere. If you're gonna put it in your desk, maybe you have like a little study. If you're super fancy, you got a study, you got a desk. Actually have a desk. I don't know if I'd call it a study, but this is gonna be one of those really neat pieces. It's just kind of unique, good conversation starter. And it's less than 30 bucks. You get 2 of these and you're not gonna have to pay for any shipping though. So you might want to do that. You maybe want to have dueling. Like for example, I got these 2 little sconces. Kind of have a cool rustic look to them. I was just going to put them on either wall, right, in my hallway. And something like this, they're not huge, so they're about yay big. Yeah, something like that might be cool. So if you have something similar, I don't know, I'm just spitballing here, but I welcome your suggestions. And I got to tell you, to get this much carat weight, anywhere under $7,500 is quite impressive. This is something you're not going to find out in a lot of traditional retailers though either, but it has gained some really big notoriety here as of late. I know for a fact that we have difficulty, much like with the Terahertz, with the hematite, we just have difficulty keeping it in, so we can't keep up with the demand ourselves. So I highly encourage you to take advantage of these. A lot of these items that we're showing you here, especially when we're talking about the hematite, the kunzite, and the Terahertz in general, just know that it's very difficult to come by, and that if you do find a lot of these, I mean, hematite, you might be more apt to find that, more able to find that out in the retail traditional sort of mall jeweler type areas. But that one, even if you do find that one, you're still spending probably 10 times what we're charging here. We've made some connections over the years, folks, and we bring all that. And also we just have access to a lot more buyers, so thus we're able to, you know, offer cash deals and get the material, a lot of times the actual the rough material, and then we have just the, you know, the know-how and the connections in order to get that for an inexpensive rate. We're passing all that savings on to you. So the question does probably arise in a lot of your minds, especially if you just found us and you're like, wait a second, that seems like a little fishy, like how are they able to do that for so low? Answer, well, we're like second largest manufacturer of jewelry in the world. Our parent company is based out of India. They do some designs and some actual jewelry for some stuff you'll see out there for a lot more than what we sell it for here, because basically you're going directly to the source, what we call, it's like vertical integration. We're getting it directly from them, so you're getting it a lot closer to the source. You're not having to go through all these middlemen that you might have to, like for example in like a, I don't know, let's just say like a mall kiosk or something like that, where you got all these middlemen, and then by the time it gets to the consumer, you at the retail level, price is all jacked up, right? So you're not sacrificing in quality necessarily here. In fact, a lot of times you're getting much better quality than you'll get than in a lot of those, you know, sort of hypothetical mall kiosks that we're talking about. But You're just going to pay a boatload more money. You don't have to do it. That's why we're here. This is our deal. So this is going to be sold 110. We're going to move on. Very, very cool item. And we have a couple of them?
We have 27.
27. So I would say this is very, very limited. If this is something that you love, I probably wouldn't dilly-dally with only about 2 dozen of these left. I would probably move sooner than later. And plus we've got special pricing here today, ladies and gentlemen, so definitely take advantage of that. Also, want to throw this out here. I'm not sure if it will work for every item. It may work for some. It may not work for others. But I'd be negligent if I didn't tell you that we have a 25% off savings that you'll have an option to punch in when you go to checkout in the and what is in the what section? They'll punch in the code more in the it's like a code
promo code.
Yeah, the promo code in the promo code section. So if you guys have already got something, maybe you could reach out and you go back and check and see that 25% does apply. Oh my goodness, are you getting a killer deal? In that case, I would just call the personal shopper and say, hey, look, Chris told me to call you. I accidentally forgot to punch in my 25% promo code. Take a screenshot of that on the website. It's up right now. I'm looking at it, so it is currently there. I don't know how long that will be there, but what I can tell you is that we've already been given special pricing that we can guarantee for 24 hours. And if you get that with that code on top of it, well, you just got hooked up big time because you're already getting hooked up on the price we're doing on these. So worth a shot. I want to throw that out there. All right, so next up, it is time. And for our client that called in earlier, no, it's not Mildred. DJ, who was our friend that asked what I was wearing? I gave that long soliloquy about
Melda.
Melda, I hope you're still with us. Well, the shoes are from a country western place in Atlanta, Georgia. No, the necklace, dude. So the necklace, we got like a little shepherd's hook here. This is all, okay. This is gonna be Bali Legacy, there we go. It's all sterling silver. You got kind of a shepherd's hook, little S-style clasp. And the cool thing about that is, so you just basically drop that shepherd's hook through there and you just clench it shut, boom. Okay, so very, very classy. You've got all these individually handmade, this is the Bourbador chain, all right? Full disclosure, I own this one. This is a 26.10 gram. Mine is the exact same millimeter. It looks exactly the same, except for mine's a 22 inch. This is a 24 inch. It's fantastic. It's the ideal for both men, women. You're getting something that is very, very heavy. And I'm going to say this throughout anything that we show in Bali Legacy. I'm going to say it a couple times. I'm going to sound like a broken record on it. Handmade. There is something to be said for that because you've got some of the finest artisans. I put them right up there with the Italians in terms of the design work that they do, in terms of their diligence, in terms of their dedication. This is the Balinese people. This is something that has been passed down from generation to generation. It's a lost art in most of the world. But what you get, the finished product, is something that really and truly, I think you put this, and chances are there are certain, and I know, well, actually there are, at some of these higher end, these very, very expensive jewelers and retailers that would sell something virtually identical, but they'd be charging you closer to the $1,000 mark. Probably anywhere, I don't know, $900, $1,000. But we're doing this for under $100. This is wild. For 26.10 grams, all sterling silver. All beautiful, all handmade with love. They say a little prayer before they start making it and right when it goes out for whomever happens to procure the item, which I think is a really beautiful sentiment as well. But I gotta tell you, I've been extremely pleased with mine. I made the mistake of, wearing it every single day and jumping in the pool and this and that. So it got a little tarnished, no big deal. Just took a little toothbrush to it, got a little darker, just cleaned it off, back super shiny and reflective and gorgeous. Precious metal, check. Beautiful, check. Handmade, check. Not a fortune, love it, because it's $89.99. You've also got a $22.50 budget pay on this one too. So if you want to stretch those dollars out, I think I paid a little bit over 100 for mine. So this is a wild deal. Punch in that code too, code MORE, when you get to checkout. And I'm not promising it, but if you can get an extra 25% off, oh my goodness. How many do we have of these?
We have, where was it?
We
have 87.
Okay, so we got about 87 of these. Friends, 87, if we do this for this exact same price, heck, if we do this for $99 on a primetime show, say goodbye to this. That is a very, very likely scenario because we're not talking about a ton, but be gone in 5 minutes on primetime Shop LC. So what you have here is potentially one of your last opportunities to get one of these. If you're wanting, in fact, to get it by Christmas, I'll just say that, because we're in sort of we're in that weird territory. Look at these though, just gorgeous. We're in that weird territory where, yeah, there's probably enough to where we could warrant, using the airtime on TV, and then your opportunity's lost. But I don't see us doing it for. I mean, they might match the price, and if they do, they're gone. They're gone. We have this. Our estimated retail value is at $6.99. I think that's a little low. I think it's fair. I wouldn't pay it because I don't have to. I know better, and you do too. This is really cool. Again, handmade, Bali Legacy, all sterling silver, and very, very high on the gram weight. This is going to work with a lot. If you have and I imagine we've got maybe one or two. Yes, we do. We have a Bali Legacy pendant. The cool thing about the Bali Legacy pieces, typically when we have the bails on those, they with the pendants, they typically are made a little larger. For example, I was kind of pondering the question whether this would work with that Shungite piece, and I don't think it would, because you do have sort of a little bit of a larger, you're going to need something with a larger bail, but this is absolutely a standalone piece. But again, pretty much anything Bali Legacy that you grab, that's going to work, should work with this, because they tend to have the larger bails, okay? Or anything that you have with the bail that's going to accommodate. Let me give you a measurement. Look at this. Having a little fun there. It is, we'll call it 1/8 of an inch. So, yeah. So something that's going to, command presence. You're gonna see it from across the room, but also something that you can also wear those really cool and larger bailed items with as well. This one's going to work for the guys, work for the gals. We're all across the board. You name it, this is going to work for you. No age necessary. I mean, I think for young, old, just make sure you give it to somebody that's responsible. You don't want to lose it, because you're not. Look, you're getting you're paying $89 for it, right? This is not an $89 piece. Okay, your value is way, many times more than that. We're talking about precious metal. We're talking about a lot of it crafted by master artisans, handcrafted. It's only the 4th time I've said that. I'm going to say it about 3 more times throughout the course. Folks, this is sold 112. And again, we've got about just under 2 per state available to you. Okay? So I highly encourage you to get this. Get one for him, get one for her. Maybe, you've got an anniversary coming up. Get one for each of you. Maybe you can get a cool pendant. Inscribe something on the back of the pendant, something, heartfelt, something cool, to commemorate the moment. But I think this works great for everybody. And it's the ideal length, really, because ladies, you got a lot of be wearing the sweaters, breaking out the turtlenecks and stuff. This is something that's going to add a really, really nice just pop of class and chic design. And the Bourbador is such a cool look here. A good use of this sort of negative space that you see in here. I mean, these links are tightly linked, but they're each one of them. Look at this articulation. So I can't say enough about this. Maybe I'm just partial. And again, full disclosure, I do own basically the same necklace. I have the 22. Okay, it's the exact same size, exact same look, and I love it. Absolutely love it. To get this for under $100, such a gift. $22.50 on budget pay. We're gonna move on. That's sold 112. Just because of the constraints of time, we're sort of closing in. We're down to our last 30 minutes. I'm gonna do a quick reset though for everybody out there. Maybe you just joined us. If you're not familiar with how this works, if you're watching us on TikTok, you're gonna click on the link. There's gonna be a link in the bio, which you'll see somewhere around me. And then once you get to the website, that will redirect you to the website. You're going to go to the comments section. You're going to comment in the comment section. You'll click on that, and then you will put in, for example, this was sold 112, 113.
That's 112. This
was sold 112, and you'll put that in the comment section, and then that will put you on the road to getting all set up. With all of our friends who are watching on Facebook and Instagram, if you're already on the website, minus the click on the bio and the link, just comment in the comment section, sold 112. The next item, sold 113, will be a really, really beautiful pair, and I think they're perfect. They are perfect to go with this. Again, these absolutely have to be Bali Legacy, right? Yes, they are. Bali Legacy, oops, there goes one. Sterling silver, a very resilient and strong metal. There we go. So you got this nice sort of locking clasp there. One of them just fell off, but you just snap it into place. Just wasn't fully snapped. But what you have here, again, and this will be our sort of phrase of the day when it comes to Bali Legacy, handcrafted, handmade, TLC with love. Look at all this intricate design work. If you watch any of the shows, we have like a little, just like a little reel that we run, just kind of showing a little behind the scenes and how you just see them just meticulously, just working, just crafting, working with each of these individual pieces of silver. It's really, really fascinating and really just a lost art. But these are going to go fantastically. They're going to be roughly the same width in terms of millimeter as your chain that you just got. Folks, these are $29.99. They're absolutely gorgeous. We are in Goldilocks territory because they're going to sort of not be too big, not too small, just right. Something you can wear every day, any circumstance, with any kind of dress code, you name it. I think even in more conservative work environments, I think these are going to be absolutely fine, unless you do something like surgery or something, falling while you're taking out a guy's spleen or something. But otherwise, folks, this is that go-to everyday wearable. Everybody loves hoops. Of course, all ladies love the hoops. Guys, if you have your ears pierced, go for it. Why not? Cool look. I think it works. Because they're not. I mean, we're not talking like shoulder sweepers, but even then, to each their own. But I think that'd be a cool look. Rock star. But ladies, most assuredly go for that. I mean, we're just shy of an inch again in terms of the width on those, and I just can't say enough about it. You've got almost this sort of wave-like pattern, but I think it is just a really fine compliment to go with the Bourbador there on those. How many do we have of these, though? Because it looks like
we have, across the two versions that we have 200.
Okay, so between these and another pair that we have, we're around 200, all right? I'm not sure, give or take, on the other pair. And on the website, you'll be able to click on the other pair.
I'll pull it up.
Yeah, you can pull it up. Kind of a daisy style design with a little bit more of, I would say, maybe sort of more of a crescent style moon. Possibly, let me look at some of the, yeah. So on this pair, a little bit different, and maybe perhaps a little bit more on the gram weight. These are the other pair that we have on there, but they're going to also be $30. So just go there, look, get them both. Get them both. $269 value. You're getting it for less than $30. So if you get these in conjunction with the other pair, and we're sold out of 4 other different designs, which are all very similar in terms of the size and everything. So they're going to probably be, give or take, just shy of an inch, or maybe even just a hair more, but around that same sort of range. And you just got sort of kind of that daisy style design. You've got a little bit more of the sort of graduation going on here. Got some nice sort of filigree work there with a sort of kind of a kissing swan or sort of a semi-fleur-de-lis style design, or even a heart if you want to call it that. Make a cool Valentine's Day gift. So definitely, if you get them both, you're not going to pay any shipping. Also want to encourage you to punch in that code MORE, and it could work. Couldn't hurt to give it a shot. But at $30, folks, this is a great gift. You've got 3 budget payments at $10. $10 gets it home. Then you've got 2 consecutive months of 33 cents a day. Very doable for something of this quality. Very, very beautiful. Love those. Sold 113, ladies and gentlemen. Sold 113. Just the ideal pair of hoops for any circumstance. Go to all day.
Steven on Facebook says, I gave a friend a very similar pair purchased from Shop LC last year. She wears it almost every day. She loves it.
Love it, Steven. Love it, Steven. I don't know if you guys heard that, but yeah, Steven out there, one of our really good friends of the show, got a pair for one of his special lady friends, and she wears it just about every day. And why wouldn't you? Like I said, they're going to go with just about anything that you have wardrobe-wise in terms of color, dude. Silver is it. Just beautiful, beautiful. And handmade, in case you didn't know, in case I didn't mention that. All right, so from one handmade piece to another. Handcrafted this. Okay, this might just be my favorite item of the show. Let's talk about Ethiopian opals. I've told you all about the Bali legacy pieces, right? If you didn't know, if you missed it, you just joined us. Something, a lost art. The Balinese culture, we are fortunate enough to have the connections in that particular region, and we've cultivated that over the years, and so we've become really they've been an excellent partner to us, and I think vice versa, because look, we move a lot of this product here. Why? Because it is high quality, and you can't look at this and just tell me, look at this. All right. And I might need you here, DJ, because I'm going to show it. I want to make sure that they're seeing everything that I'm seeing. Now, it's a little bit difficult from a production standpoint here, folks, because the nature of the live stream is such that, it's not about super close-ups. Now I want to go to the main, and let me know if I'm going. Try not to be.
Yeah, that one's pretty good.
Okay, I want them to see this play of color. Look,
yeah,
we've got a lot, and all the, well, you can see it all right here. But this does not do the quality of those opals justice. And I dare say you might not be able to see even over there because there's a little bit more camera lights over here. Opal tends to want to shy away from lights, right? It's a genuine gemstone. This is all natural. And the Ethiopian material is so choice. So choice. The closest approximation I think to it is the traditional that we had kind of pre-90s, whenever we really kind of started cooking with the Ethiopian material, which was next level. I mean, it was such a great find. One of the most significant opal finds. Check that. One of the most significant gemstone finds of the 20th century was these pockets and these veins that we found in the Ethiopian, that Wellow region, where just produced some of the world's most beautiful opals. And just in the nick of time, right around the time that we're sort of winding down with the Lightning Ridge and Cooper Pedy and all that in Australia, we get this godsend of just the most amazing, rich, I mean, just brilliant play of color that one can imagine. And I got to tell you, I don't know if you guys saw what I'm seeing here, but when you just get this one home, do that. If you're a lover of opals, if you don't love opals, I get it, fine. Get it just for the silver and the design work there. But you've got a past, present, and future design. You've got 3 cabochons, 2 smaller on either side. This is so beautiful. 360 degrees. You've got so much wonderful filigree work underneath. It's going to fit very, very comfortable on the finger. We've got this, gentlemen. Absolutely. I might have to get one of these. Folks, it's $79.99. You're getting 2 carats on the opal. Another very important thing to mention here, when we're talking about opals, not like diamonds. Diamond's very dense. I mean, diamond is solid carbon. It's it's like the hardest thing known to man, right? So when we're talking about opals, though, it's not as dense a gemstone, right? So you're gonna get a lot more bang for your buck in terms of real estate. So when we talk about 2 carats, what you're getting is the look of about a 3 carat right there, and about just shy of a 1 carat on either of these 2 smaller ones that adorn either side. They all look like they were cut from the same rough. They've all got excellent play of color. What is play of color? This is the phenomenon exhibited by opals, by good quality opals. Let's make that caveat. Whereby you just see a rich array of colors. What are the colors you most want to see? Well, I can tell you right now, the most coveted color, most prized color is going to be red. This one is exploding with red. You've got beautiful greens, beautiful blues, beautiful peacock. I mean, just every which direction you turn it, not a dead zone in any of these opals. So you got a really, really fantastic job of gemstone picking, all then encased in this just beautiful layer with these sort of, oh my gosh. Well, I don't know if you guys can see this, but you've got, it's like a phoenix on one side and a phoenix on the other corresponding side. Just a really fantastic design. I love the way they sort of, the use of these is, like the use of this growth and sort of vegetation, but it's all used as just sort of the prongs. So it makes it all look so organic. And then you've got this nice bezeling on either side with the smaller opals. This is such a cool ring. This looks like $2,000. This looks like something you would see in a very, very high-end design showroom for huge, huge money. I mean, everything about it screams several $1,000s. From the quality of the opal, which is top gem, world class, especially on that center stone, but they all look like they match. Even these side stones are just exploding with multiple play of color. I mean, just every single color under the rainbow. And that's not always the case. I mean, it takes a skilled person to choose and pick out and go through and sort through all these different opals. So the fact you're getting such a high quality on the opals, I cannot say enough about that. But that's something I don't feel like we're able to show you personally. I don't feel like the picture that I'm seeing on the website is doing it justice. Now, will they all be exactly the same? Not necessarily. Each opal is going to be different. Every single one of them is going to have its own character. But I will say this about our quality control team is that they do a fantastic job of making sure that what you get is going to closely approximate this. In other words, you should get roughly the same play color. Obviously, it's not going to be in the same sequence, but it's an explosion of it. October birthstone. I'm in love with this ring. This is my favorite item to show, period. The fact that this is under $100 is a giveaway. We've got about 100 of them. We've got it available to you in the sizes at this moment. This will absolutely, if we do it anywhere near $100, say goodbye. This is gonna go. This must be a brand new item, and I'm so lucky we had the opportunity to show it to you. Because we've got it available 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and 11. And I think I'm going to get 11. I wear size 12. You've got a little sizing bar at the bottom. And within reason, I think you get a qualified jeweler that can do that up a little bit. But save an 11 for me. I got to assume, typically with our bookends, like the 5, the 11s, those usually end up going first. We'll usually do mostly the 7s and 8s just because those are the most common that are bought. So I gotta assume, just off the top of my head, we probably got those available in more abundance, but we just don't have it in abundance. And typically, especially with a design like this, when you've got the rarity of Wellow opals, something I didn't mention, tantalum, I believe, is the order of the day. That is what they're mining currently because they're not finding any more significant veins of this particular high quality top gem world class material in terms of the opal. It's just not economically viable at this point. Is there still a little bit in there? Who knows? But currently, from what I understand, they're not pulling a lot of this material out. So you've got a very, very limited opportunity here with a very, very rare gemstone, and what many think, and I include myself in this camp, as one of the world's most beautiful gemstones. This is sold 114. I know I've spent an absorbent amount of time on this one. It just deserves it. I'm a huge lover of opals. And this is just, I don't know if I've seen a prettier opal ring ever. I love it. I think you will too. Get this home. Get it home. If you don't agree with me, you're not going to break my heart. Return it. They'll sell out. They will sell out. Somebody will thank you for returning it. But I gotta tell you, that to me is, yep, you got some competition. I'll just say that. Love this. In fact, oh gosh, I wish we had the size 11 here. That'd be a good pinky ring for me. All right, so from that particular item, and gosh, now we're almost out of time. I'm gonna have to speed things up a little bit. I apologize. I got a little carried away on that one.
I got it right here.
Excellent. So, how cool is this? Yes, yes. Bali Legacy. Again, top artisan, handcrafted design, all meticulously done, all just beautiful work. We've got sort of a too long naga style here in this particular chain, and in these two subsequent chains. This is a work of art. You've got this beautiful, really.
Zoom in on it.
Set you down right there. Take a look here. So what you have, an eagle or a hawk?
Yeah, it's an eagle. Yeah.
It's an eagle.
Mm-hmm.
So symbolic of freedom, master of the sky. This is cool. I think this works for the guys too, but ladies, absolutely. And the cool thing about it, you got this sort of honeycomb style design behind it, so that's going to make it fit very, very comfortable and feel very, very smooth on the skin with a nice sort of high polish with those as well. Of course, the Toulon, the sort of double row Toulon Naga that we have here. Look at this detail and the scroll work leading up to that. Just a really cool and unique design. Keep in mind, when these are sent to us, for example, the Toulon Naga. This is something, yeah, when we get these, it's sort of a staple, right? There might be little differences and maybe, you know, the connecting joints, there might be just little differences. But when you get a piece like this, it's got so much detail and so much different intricate design work. You've got even these detailed the clasp here. Even down, I mean, look at that. I don't know if you guys can see that at home, but just down to the detail in each of those. And this clasp, very fashion forward, but just 360 degrees of awesome here. This is $129. I could easily see this being $1,000. I mean, with the right initials on it. And at the end of the day, initials, they usually come with a very cool box. You usually spend a fortune for them, right? And they may be from a designer who's well worth it. Who knows? You know, I'm not disparaging that. But what I will also say is that I would put the design work, and I've seen some, and I've sold many, even estate pieces from some of these high-end designers, and you know, they go for big money. In many cases, deservedly so. But I would put the design work that we see with our Bali Legacy pieces up against a lot of those super high-end designers that you can pay sometimes 10 times, 20 times more for. Now, I put this on all cattywampus and everything, so it probably looks not cool the way I did it, but you obviously want to do it in front of a mirror. But I just wanted to kind of show you what it looks like a little bit. And so very interesting on this design. It's 20 inches, but you do have these different sort of toggle style design there, which is going to give you an extra bit of maneuverability there. So let me give you a measurement on this one. Again, another cool thing about when we're talking about these Bali Legacy pieces, I think everything that we've shown today would probably look cool with it, just because we've shown you more sort of metallic type lusters and some darker, like with the Shungite, the sort of darker that look really good with this. But I think this would go, anything Bali Legacy typically is going to look fantastic with anything else that's Bali Legacy. He's got a very distinct style, a very robust style that's very noticeable. Like this eagle looks fantastic with that ring that I'm like all gaga about. But in terms of our measurement here, we're calling it 20 inches. That seems about right, but I just want to be thorough here and give you a full accounting. So we've got 10 to 12, and then 12. How much time do we have? Okay, cool. How many more items do we have there, brother? Looks like a good bit. Yeah, step it up.
Like 5.
Okay, I think we're doing okay. I want to try to get to everything for you guys out there. So we got 12. Yeah. So I'd say probably 20 up to maybe 20 and a half. Just because, you know, you got your prerogative there. Just gives you a little bit more versatility if you want to kind of go up a notch. I think that's going to be your 20. All right, and then, or no, other way around. Yeah, other way around. Oh no, that is going to be your 20, and then you have about 20 and a half or 20 and 3/4 with that sort of second notch there. So just a little bit of extra versatility, which, you know, everybody likes that. But again, you've got something very, very substantial. We're talking about nearly 40 grams. And again, all precious metal, all handmade with love and TLC. Such a fantastic item, folks. $26 is your budget payment on this one. I've got to imagine we've got 3 different styles of it. Those are probably going to be, if you go to sold 115, because of the constraints of time, I'm not going to have DJ click on those just yet. But you've got 3 separate styles. Probably going to be some sort of cool variation on that, and I apologize for not having that information ready, available. Shame on me. Should have done a little more homework, but that is very, very cool. And I got to imagine the other ones will be as well, but they're all going to be under the Sold 115 banner, so TikTok, just click on the link in the bio. Everybody else just in the comments section. Also, want to remind you, if it's still available to you, punch in this code. It's more, and you could potentially get more off, but you're already getting it for a song at $129.99. Such a cool piece. Yeah. I mean, even the detail on the wings, like the feathering on that. Oh, let me show this real quick and then we'll move on. I feel like I'd be negligent if I didn't kind of flash that in a little bit for you. Super, super detailed. Very, very cool look. All right, so onward and forward. And friends, if you've been watching this show, we have had something in sort of very, very, I would say very, very affordable price ranges. We've had lots of items here for you. If you just joined us, I would encourage you to go back and rewatch this. We're going to hold the line on every single price that we've given you today. We will keep them at that price, at least for the next 24 hours. As I speak right now, today's the 15th, and it's about 10 till 12 Central Time. Okay? Just a heads up. So 24 hours, a lot of these will be subject to bump up. Maybe a little, maybe a lot, maybe not at all, but let's not take that risk, especially when we've got many of these items which are going to be last in stock opportunities for you as well. I know there's a couple that we've had, probably in the 100 of them range, but very, very rare. The majority of them have been sort of that less than 1 per state range. What we have here is fantastic. What we don't see a lot with the Bali Legacy pieces, which I absolutely love, they did this, is the abalone shell incorporation here. That is a new one on me. This is fantastic. So what you have here is sort of one of nature's organic gemstones here. It's a fossilized shell of an ancient sea creature. A lot of people will call this sort of the opal of the sea because look at that sort of peacock, almost play of color, very similar, sort of opal of the sea, I think is kind of apt. Because depending on which angle you look at it, you're going to see that sort of a myriad, almost usually going to have the peacock colors, or sort of greens and blues, and little flashes of pinks and reds. It's just beautiful and majestic. And you've got it in each of these little sort of windows, all meticulously placed and strategically placed. You've got nice filigree work. You've got a very, very cool double-headed dragon. And friends, this is all in sterling silver. This is magnificent. You've even got that hinge there. Look at that. Folks, this is less than $200. This should not be under $1,000. Full stop. Period. Well, I'll say, no, here it shouldn't be less than, it should be about $499. Shop LC price. $15.99 our estimated retail value. Right on the money, in my opinion. For this, folks, this is next level. Look at even the detail in that hinge it's super, super down. There's nothing. There's not a portion of this, then let's call it what it is. This is a work of art. There's not a portion of this piece of artwork that has not just been so well tended to. How many do we have of this?
We have 120.
This is awesome. Folks, 120. It's going to fit virtually any wrist because you've got that sort of cuff style, but you've also got the added benefit of that hinge. That is not an inexpensive addition to this, by the way, especially not when we're talking about sterling silver. look, this even works for me, but it's going to accommodate, I would say, down to at least a 6, you know. But look, you've got the cuff style design, so you might have, you know, might wiggle. It's a little bit on the tight side for me. But look, you wear it either like that, right? You just wear it like that with that beautiful abalone shell all throughout there. You've got sort of stations right here, all this intricate detailed, hand-carved silver. You got all this nice filigree work. Or you can get really fierce. You can go out and flip up your dragons. Strong. And the detail work on these dragons, the scales, I mean, the ears, you see every single tooth, you see the nose, you see the eyes. That is... well, I can't say enough about what an incredible piece this is. This might be one of my favorite Bali Legacy bracelets of all time. I've shown tons of them, sold tons of them. They're always fantastic. This is next level. This incorporation, the abalone shell, it is so cool. We're calling it about a 7 1/4. That's about the average size. I would say that's fair, but again, I would say you've got some versatility here. If you wear less than a 7 1/4, I'd say get it home. You've got a 30-day inspection period. You will fall in love with this. I think you'll absolutely fall in love. Oh yeah, I think it'd look great with my favorite item, that opal ring of the show. I think I mean, again, the Bali Legacy pieces always complement each other fantastically. This is $199. This is so premium. It's such a beautiful piece, even down to the choices in the abalone shell. And these are not, you know, we're not talking about, you know, the tiles that they've used here. I mean, you got to think about this, the meticulous nature of just picking those, because you've got to have a certain rounding. I mean, there's no particular treatment that you can do. I mean, you do a polish, and you usually do a little polymer, like a Zachary type treatment over it just to protect the abalone shell. But I mean, each one of these has to be meticulously chosen so that you have that right, just the right amount of the rounded off edge. I mean, this is fantastic. It's a big, bold look. And again, the dragons, the protectors, the wise ones, you know, if your mother, father, because I say this works for the guys too. I mean, why not? It's a cool look. It's robust, and this is for that really, I'd say picky. When it comes to jewelry, that person that's very, very hard to please, that person that, you know, we got to get them something really special. We got to get something for them that they couldn't get anywhere else. And I got to imagine these are very, very limited. Now, look, yes, we have close to 200 of them. That seems like a lot. That's a one-time showing, because I think you could turn this into a 10-minute and it's gone on a prime-time show. I know I say that a lot, but I just want you to be aware, folks, that when we get opportunities on here to show items that aren't last in stock, understand that that's a heartbeat away when we're talking about the viewership that you see during the prime times. You know, you'll sometimes see the little clicker, it'll say like 40 callers, 20 callers, something like that. That on an overnight show is robust. That's like a ton of people. But during the daytime, that's par for the course. So if you think about it, 20 callers at any given moment, and we've only got, you know, less than 200 of these. And I got to imagine this is one of those ones that's going to be very limited, that we may not see a return to this exact style, this exact design. Because typically what they'll do is they'll limit the amount that they do. And we'll go back to them and say, hey, that thing was a hit. Could you please give us more? Could you please make more of this particular item? It sold like crazy. And very often the answer is, well, no, that was that. We can give you something that maybe is in the similar vein, but no. So a lot of times what you're getting are works of art that are very, very limited. So this could very well be a 1 of 200, and that's it for this particular design, which I think is fantastic. I think you're going to think the exact same thing. Again, 360 degrees, all handmade, all beautiful, all organic gemstone, and all precious metal. Can't say enough about that. I love that. I love that. I love that. Now, we're running out of time here, folks. Tell you what, we will put. I really want to show them this ring. I saw this.
Oh yeah, we're gonna do that.
I saw them show this on air the other day, and I was like, I I was a little jealous.
Yeah, we'll do that one.
Because this is so cool. Okay, good. And look, we do have a lot of other cool items, folks. There's like 2 or 3 that we just ran out of time. I apologize. You know what? I don't want to keep you here, DJ, but I was about to say I'm willing to go over a little bit. We can fly, at least give them a flash in because they do deserve the time. It's not because they're not spectacular. But so let's move on now from this amazing dragon bracelet, double-headed dragon bracelet. I'm going to put that behind me. Absolutely in love with that. I think you're going to love it too. Get it home, 30-day money-back guarantee. You won't return that. Don't return that. Unless there's something wrong with it, in which case, absolutely do. We want you to be a happy and repeat customer. We're in for the long haul.
Real fast, Bonnie on Facebook says, good afternoon from North Carolina.
Hey, Bonnie from North Carolina. Thank you so much for watching. I love North Carolina. I spent some time up in Raleigh about 2 years ago. It was kind of during lockdown era, so I didn't get to experience a lot of it, but it was a beautiful country and such nice people up there. Okay, and thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate you. Now, knuckle to knuckle. This is a doorbuster. Doorbuster. How are we doing this as a doorbuster? Okay, so what you have here, you have the perfect marriage of gold and silver. A lot of your high-end designers, and that is what Bali Legacy is. Now, this isn't the size that fits me necessarily. We're sold out of 9, 10, and 11. We've got this available very, very limited. I can't believe they didn't sell out of this the other night. I think it was on a later show, but this absolutely should be gone. This is the coolest design. You've got the dragon sort of weaved, interspersed, weaved throughout. You've got that mixture with that vermeil, with that genuine 2.5 microns on your dragon. I love, love, love the contrast. And then you've got this very super, super bright, super high polished design with all this intricate detailed work in each of these bands. So you're basically essentially getting 1, 2, 3, 4 band, 4. For all intents and purposes, you've got 4 silver wedding size bands with a killer, beautiful, majestic dragon weaved all throughout in that gorgeous vermeil and beautiful 14, what I'm assuming is 14 karat yellow gold. It is, again, we talk about works of art. This is why I love the Bali Legacy pieces. This is so cool. It's such a unique design. I gotta think these are very, very limited in the scope of what we're gonna be doing with them. But there's a little sizing bar on the bottom, so if we don't have it in your size, not to worry. Any qualified jeweler can go in with that sizing bar and go up or down, probably I'd say within 2 to 3. Talk to your jeweler. I don't think that's gonna be an issue whatsoever. But what you do have is, and let me give you a quick measurement, and then we got to run here, folks, just because of time. But this is gonna be right at about 1 inch. So you're getting that knuckle to knuckle, you're getting that bold design. You've got a fairly low profile, which is going to make it, going to put you on the everyday wearable side. Going to not, you don't have to worry about kind of getting caught because you do have some smooth edging. It's all very smooth, but you can feel the scaling on that dragon. I mean, that's how intricate the detail is, but it's all very, very nice. Very, very cool design. I love this. Folks, it's $49.99. Now, Michelle, if you're out there, I know she wasn't feeling so hot today. I hope you feel better. But as Michelle would say, that doesn't light your fire, your wood's wet. Did I get that right? I butchered it, and I didn't say it as good as she said it. But if that doesn't light your fire, your wood's wet. That's a cool design. That is a great, great look. I hope you take advantage of it. $50. You have a $12.50 budget pay. It's choice. Get this. I gotta say, I know what I'm gonna do for my 3 favorites, but I gotta say, folks, we brought you some awesome, awesome items here, from Terahertz to Shungite to Hematite to some of the best Bali Legacy pieces I've ever seen. My apologies to this gorgeous piece that we didn't have a chance to show. Hopefully, I'll have another opportunity there. So we'll have all the items that we didn't get to. We're gonna put them up on when we're done with the show. This should post probably in about an hour, probably within the hour or so. Thank you all so much for being so involved today. I really, really enjoyed my time with you. Just kind of impromptu and sort of last minute. And I hope I wasn't too delirious from doing the overnight last night. But I sure had a lot of fun with you guys. And I hope you did too. Lots of amazing values. So take advantage of them. And I will see you guys next time. Not doing the show tomorrow, but definitely tune in for that one. And then, of course, Sean will be on, I believe, Sunday. So cheers. See you guys. Cool.
All right, cool. Okay.
Yeah. Let's do a top 3.
Okay.
Those are badass, man. I like these last 3 we showed. But I feel like we got to do something with the Shungite and the Terahertz and all that. Those are cool too.
That's true.
Shoot.